Welcome back, folks, to another rebuild back on FM24. Due to popular demand, we come back to Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany to do another rebuild. I think the last one was in FM23, if I'm not much mistaken, around about the same time actually as well, so probably about a year on. We'll see what else is different, but we're at the same task again, to win trophies and also to finish in the first season a lot better than they did in the season just gone in real life. They finished 14th, 34 points, 1 point off relegation playoff, I believe that position is in 16th, but yeah, very close to the relegation party down there. So our first task will be to finish a lot higher than they did in real life. So once again, we'll go through the details. They enjoyed their best spell during the 1970s, although now enjoying a 15-year barren spell, having not won a trophy competition since 2008. They have finished runners-up in the UEFA Champions League in 1977, quite far back away, and won the German top division 5 times, and I believe they are the first team to do it 5 times. I might be mistaken, correct me down in the comments below. You just can't trust anything on the internet, I guess, nowadays. And are 2 times running up as well. They won the Europa League in the 75-79, finishing second 2 further times, and winning the Pokal Cup, the last time being in 1995. They did win it in 1970, 71, 75, 76 and 77. So they won it 3 years on the bounce. But the 1970s, they're winning it 5 times during that period is amazing. The favoured formation, which I can get on along with quite easily. We have had quite a few obscure formations of late, and we might go back to this one if they would prefer it. So just looking at a couple of club visions, they want to sign players for profit, work within the wage budget. In the first season, record a Bundesliga top half finish, which is the plan, and be competitive in the Pokal Cup as well. And going forward, try and qualify for the Europa Conference League, which is should be doable, fingers crossed, if not more. And to do that, we will have just under €3 million to spend in the transfer market, as well as a little bit of wiggle room in the wages budget as well. Any debts? They have got €32.5 million debt remaining, which they are paying $210,000 a month. Staffing wise, looks pretty decent, above average on majority of them, and there's still a little bit of a spaces to be filled in as well, with one more coach and a set piece coach, which they haven't got one currently. So a quick look at the squad then. Got a goalkeeper Omlin, which looks pretty decent. A left and right back and a central defender as well. Both Swiss, which is going to be quite handy for us. Both know how each other's playing, and probably compatriots as well, playing for the national team. Looks okay. Florian Neuhaus as well, 26 years old, midfield. Nice. Can he play DM and cam? Of course he can, but more suited to midfield. Weigl as well, 27 years old, DM, perfect, and he can play midfield as well. So we've got midfield and DM sorted out. We've also got play striker or left wing, and he can play cam as well. Again, another decent player, but he is 30 years old though, unfortunately, but still probably in his prime. Kone, who's currently injured, but again, we've got another midfielder, and he's only 22 years old as well. Itakura, 26 years old, DM, defender and midfield. Wow, he can play quite a few positions there. That's going to be very handy indeed. And then if we have a look at high potentials, so we've got Fraulo, who's on loan to us, I think. Very, very high potential, up to £7 million. Can play cam, midfield and DM. And Kone is our protege, really, if we can get him fit. How long has he got? 5 weeks. Okay, so it's not going to be too big a loss. Ranos, 19 years old, forward. Bags of potential. Has he got what it takes? 19. Okay, what's his history? He did score 20 goals for the Bayern Munich second team, where we got him from, I'm guessing. Wonder how that worked. Reitz as well, 21 years old in midfield. I tell you what, there's a lot of young blood coming through here. Again, bags of potential. He's a tireless midfielder as well. Can he play DM? He can. Have we got any players in the youth setup? So we've got Jan Olszewski, Goalkeeper, bags of potential, not for our first team. Could we bring him in now? We have got Omlin, Niklas as well. Tell you what, I'm very, very tempted to put him straight in. If we could get a young player like that straight into the ranks, but we might have to get him out on loan possibly. Simon Wold, right back. Not far off first team though, but a very high potential. And the 35-year-old veteran goalkeeper, Sipple. Okay, I'm guessing he's in his final year. He is. A lot of players going out on loan as well, and anybody in under 19s, high potential wise. Suit, again, cam player, again looks pretty decent, a player that we really want to try and get out on loan. Niko Vidic, would like to have hoped he was a defender actually, to be honest, but again, yeah, not too bad. High potential yet again. So they've got some very good talent coming through, so which is also good to see. Right, I think the first thing we need to do is sort out this formation. Let's get that sorted straight out. Not quite sure where to go with the formation wise. What's the age of some of these players? So we have got quite a few players 30 and above. There's only player really who's probably half decent out of this lot, so I'm not overly concerned, and some of them will either retire or leave next season on a free with the contracts running out, so I'm not too worried about that. But on the other scale, got some decent players in 18-year-old, couple of 19s, 20, 22. That's pretty good. That's quite a good array of players there. So what we need to do first is sort out our formation, see what our first team looks like, and we'll be straight back. So the window goes by rather quietly. We do lose a couple of players, some of the older ones, not for much money. But we do bring in Sergi Cardona from Las Palmas for about 4.2 million euros, a left back. I did notice very quickly we were very, very shy on that left-hand side, and nobody really good enough to take up that position. But we do bring in this youngster, 24 years old. Looks pretty decent. Played a couple of games for Las Palmas already this season before he made the move. But other than that, I think he looks very, very decent. And if he doesn't work out, we will have to go somewhere else. But for the time being, I think until the youngsters come through, we will have him help us out a bit, at least anyway. So we are settling for this formation. We've locked in a couple of players. Thomas Vankara, forward, 23 years old. I think we did buy him this season. I think one of the transfers that was already made. £10.5 million. 2 goals in 2 games with a Player of the Match award already. We also lock in Reitz as well in the midfield. A lot of potential. 21 years old. I want to see how well he does. And obviously Cardona at the left back position. We've started off okay in the Pokal first round with a 7-0 victory. Very pleased with that. With Thomas scoring a penalty and a couple of late goals in that game as well. And then we drew with Augsburg, with Thomas netting a brace. So he's already got 3 to his name this season already. And then we lost to Leverkusen, a penalty in the 86th minute. I'm not happy that we couldn't hold out, but it could have been a lot worse, I feel. But against one of the top teams, it's not too bad. And we've got Bayern Munich coming up next. We are lying in 14th positions just after them 2 games. And we've drawn Regensburg in the next round of the Pokal Cup as well. So let's dive into our first season. Let's see if we can finish higher than they did in real life and hopefully gain a top 10 finish or higher. And that's not a bad finish to get our rebuild underway. 8th position. We just missed out on a European spot by 3 points. Hoffenheim beat us to it. We didn't do that bad at all actually. We scored 44 goals. Granted, it's not an awful lot, but it's better than the teams below us with 14 wins and 12 losses. At least we won more than we lost, which is a good thing. But look at Bayern Munich though, running away with it by 6 points with Leipzig, Dortmund, Stuttgart, Frankfurt are in there as well. With Leverkusen, who we all know won the league this season, unbeaten. They finished in 6th the game. So how things change drastically when you replay things. Competition wise, we did get knocked out by Regensburg. Okay, that's a little bit of a shock, I'm not gonna lie. They're in the 3rd tier and we lost 2-0. Oh my word, that is that's a shock and a half. It really is. That's very disappointing. I expected to go a little bit further in this competition, but to drop out like that, I'm surprised we weren't sacked on the spot. Squad-wise though, how did they do? 12 goals for our youngster Thomas, who we did sign. 12 in 32. I don't know whether that's any good or not. I'm not that impressed, but then again, nobody else has really stepped up to the mark either. Player still did get some games in, 20 in fact, and he scored 6. So I do think that we do need to look for another striker. I don't think the Czech has got what it takes, but we could end up giving him another season. We'll see what happens. Hack with 7 and 5. Really no assist from anybody though. Scally, 4 and 5. Could be better. Ritz, how did he do after we locked him in? 2 and 5. And Cordona as well, 1 and 5. Again, not the greatest of stats. And goalkeeper Omlin, 44 conceded in 36. And did our other goalkeepers get a game? Possibly not. Niklaus didn't really. Going into the next window, we have been given nearly 10 million euros. So if we do get any sales, of which we have 100% of the transfer revenue, which is good news, we could alter a few things and bring in another couple of star players maybe. We'll start off with the outs first. We do lose Play. He's gone to Genk for 5.25 million euros. Kramer as well has gone to Hispanist for 950,000, and also a couple of other players, and a lot of them going out on loan, especially Ranos, a young forward who I'm hoping to get into the side at some point, but he's just not quite there yet. So 6.5 million euros brought in to add to the budget, which enabled us to bring in from Leverkusen for 7.5 million euros is Adam Hozlek, a forward left winger, but because we're not using wingers this season, you'll soon see why, we brought in a forward that I can rely upon. He's done wonders in previous rebuilds, especially in the FM23. Not so much used him in 24, but we'll give it a go in this rebuild. See how he is, see if he has changed much from the previous ones, but he has never let me down so far. From AZ for £5 million, we bring in Jens Odegaard. To players can play, him and Frello can battle it out between the pair of them into that position, but again, another very good player, 25 years old, definitely can do the job if he comes in. So far, 1 goal in 3. Which isn't too bad. Finally, we raid Leverkusen again, this time for 3.5 million euros. The goalkeeper, Matej Kove, Czech, plenty of potential, looks pretty good. He's going to rival Omlin for that number 1 jersey. I'm not sure if he's played any games yet. Not yet. So it looks like Omlin is beating him to it at the moment, but we've got a very good backup goalkeeper should we need him. We have changed the formation. The wingers just weren't doing anything for us, so we thought I'd give this a try, and we've locked in a couple of players as well. The first, Chiaradia, 19 years old, centre back, lots of potential. I think he's got it in him to be really, really special, but we'll see how he takes to this first season by locking him in this time round. We have got the likes of Itakura, Vigo, Elvidi, Frederick. We've got a lot of players that could play that position, but I want to see how well he does and how well he copes in the first team. We've also locked in our 2 forwards as well. Now that player's gone, I want to give these 2 as much game time as possible. I don't think we've got any substitute strikers, but Odegaard can play up front as well. So if we pick our best 11, Odegaard slots into the front line where I don't want him to play, hence why we locked in the 2 forwards. But other than that, that's a pretty good, solid side. And results have gone our way, surprisingly. The change of formation seems to have worked a little bit, I think. Unbeaten, not many goals conceded. We're 3-0 winners in the first round of the Pokal Cup. Then we hammered HSV 6-2 with Thomas getting 4 goals. Wow. Freiburg we beat 3-1. Thomas again on the score sheet. And Stuttgart we beat 3-0. And this time Hozlek getting on there as well. They did have a player sent off though, so that probably helped us, but 2 late goals helped us to an easy win in the end. We are second in the table, that's quite nice. How long that will last, I don't know, but we are aiming for a top 6 finish and a European spot this season, and we've drawn Hoffenheim in the next round of the Pokal Cup. So let's go into our second season and let's see if we can pull off a shock by finishing in that top 6. Very nice indeed. We finished in a remarkable 5th position in our second season. This is absolutely phenomenal stuff. We're definitely going in the right direction. And on top of that, we have got Europa League football next season. 62 points, 2 points off a Champions League spot as well. And we had a better goal difference. I'm not sure if we... I'm sure it's head-to-head against the opposition. But Leverkusen, we lost 2-0. Oh, we would probably want to have got it anyway. But then again, if we did win, we would have been a point ahead anyway. So no need to go head-to-head. Leverkusen would have beat us on that score. But we're not that far behind, though. 16 points off eventual winners at Bayern Munich, who win it by 4 points. And that's having drawn 4 of the last 5 games. And we do get some players in the top 3. So we have Scally as the second best player in the league. He also gets second most assists in the league and most player match awards in the league as well. That is really, really good from Scally. Looking pretty good at 22 years old. He looks really, really nice now. 27, so another 2 years. We need to tie him down for a little bit longer as well. We don't want to lose him unless somebody comes massively for him. The rest of the competition, however, well, Hoffenheim beat us in the second round of the Pokal Cup. We're just not destined to get any further in this competition. 1-0 away from home. That is disappointing considering where we did finish up in the league. And Hoffenheim, they got relegated. They're in the Europa Conference League. So does that mean they won? Did they win this competition? No, they didn't. So, okay, that's a little bit confusing. So what did they do going into this competition then? Schedule-wise, let's see. Did they win anything? They won the Conference League. So they're in the Europa League then. Goodness me. Looks like anybody can win that competition. Beating Roma as well. Squad-wise though, which looks very depleted. 13 goals for Thomas Hozlek as well with 12. So 25 between the pair of them. 7 assists. I mean, it's not too bad, I guess. I would like to see a little bit better, so hopefully they'll improve next season. They're still young enough anyway, so we still give them time. But other than that, Newhouse 7-5, 7-2 for Odegaard, 5-7 for Kone, 16 assists for Scally. It's no surprise he was our best player. 7.38, yeah, definitely our best player. Oh, apart from Ngumu. He only played the one game off the bench though. 7.6, so that doesn't really count. Our goalkeeper, Omlin, still gets his game time. Bit disappointed though. I thought our other goalkeeper might have been given the chance, only conceding 4 in 3. Maybe we might give him the chance next season, or we get somebody better and we move Omlin on maybe. That could be an option. But going into next season, we have been given 31 million euros. That's huge. In fact, that's just shy of what we have in the bank. And we still got 100% of the transfer revenue as well. So that's decent as well. So anybody we do sell, we will get that full money for the transfers. So we add in an additional 26 million to the kitty. With the sale of Omlin, the goalkeeper goes to Wolves for up to £25.5 million. Quite a surprising offer there. Wolves came in with 11 million to begin with. And there must have been some sort of fight going on because they raised it up to 21. Wow. Hack, he's gone to Hoffenheim for 3.9. Frederick's also gone to Club Brugge. He's gone up to 575,000. I think he just turned 30 possibly. And a couple of others going early as well, with a lot of players going out on loan, especially some of the youngsters. So with a massive budget, we brought in the following players. From Salzburg for £23.5 million, we're bringing Karim Konate, a forward, very quick, very good up front and bags of potential. And at 21 years old, we have got a very, very young forward line now. From Sassuolo for €7 million as well, Stefano Turati, another goalkeeper. So we lost Omlin. We decided to pick up the next best thing that was really out there on the market. So Turati comes to us, 23 years old. He's going to battle it out with Kavar, but I think we may be nailing Turati in to see how he does this season, and then they can battle it out between them going forward. I just want to see what each goalkeeper can do and see if they can reach their potentials very, very quickly. Once they do that, then they should be established. But yeah, another young goalkeeper with stats going up all the time. And we raid Salzburg again, this time for £20 million. We bring in Samson Beidou, centre-back. Again, young, quick, bags of potential. And he'll do quite well with Chiriardia and Elvedi as well. So with the loss of Fredericks, I think he's going to be a very welcome addition. So we've locked in Konate and Hozlek, Kone in the centre, Beidou and Turati. So if we pick our best 11, Kone goes to the DLP position, which I'm not too chuffed about. I wanted to play as Mazzala role. Konate and Odegaard, which Again, he should be playing in the cam role with Fraulo batting out between themselves and Hozlek up front. I think that is about it. Turati keeps his position in goal. We haven't done too bad. The only loss coming against Dortmund, 1-0 away from home, which isn't bad at all. We did beat Mainz and then drew with HSV. And we're through to the next round of the Pokal Cup after a 5-2 victory over Worms. The Europa League sees us against Transport, Molde, AZ, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Utrecht, Besiktas, Fenerbahce and Ferencvaros. We are lying in 7th position currently, 5 points behind the leaders Bayern Munich, Frankfurt and Dortmund. It's going to be pretty tough, but if we can get back into a European spot, I'll be more than happy. The Europa League, we are predicted to finish around about 25th. So if we can get into the top 24, job well done this season. And we've got Bochum in the next round of the Pokal Cup. So let's delve into our 3rd season and let's see how we get on. So it looks like we've made season 3 unscathed. We've managed to get into 3rd position in season 3 behind Bayern and Leipzig. Not many points behind Leipzig in 2nd spot, but some way off Bayern Munich, who just seem to have had a very, very good season. We only conceded 35 goals this season with 62 scored. That's not too bad at all. And I think when you compare it to all the other teams around us, that's pretty good. In fact, I think that's the 3rd highest goal scored by a team this season. I'm really, really impressed with that. We lost our final game of the season, which could have made it a little bit closer. But a 3rd place finish ahead of Dortmund as well on goal difference. I'm assuming, did we beat Dortmund? Well, it doesn't look like we did. Dortmund looked like they beat us, so it might not be head-to-head then. It might be on goal difference and we just scrape that as well. Scally once again gets into the most assists for us. And that is about it. No top goal scorers. So we are struggling for goals, so it seems. And look at that. We get to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Losing to Tottenham. Oh wow, 4-0. So the first leg loss really, really hurt us in the end. Fiorentina go through to play Tottenham in the final, which was won by Tottenham 4-1. Did they really deserve it? The league phase, we did finish in 7th position, losing 1 game. Fenerbahce actually. We won 5, which isn't too bad. Some good scores in there. And drawing 2. We scored 17 though and conceded just 8, which isn't bad at all. And there was only one team that was unbeaten. That was Fenerbahce. And also finishing the top 8 means we do qualify straight to the round of 16, where we played Strasbourg and we beat them 4-3 thanks to a 3-2 victory in the 2nd leg. Quarterfinals, we played Atletico Bilbao and battered them 5-2. Again, thanks to a second leg victory of 3-0. That's really impressive. Frankfurt also go out as well. They were the other German team in the competition as well. And the Pokal Cup, we got knocked out by Bochum though. That 1-0 away from home again. We lost 1-0 away from home last season and we've gone and done it again this season. We just don't seem to do well in this competition for some bizarre reason. The winners, Leipzig over Bayern Munich. Wow. Squad-wise, let's sort by goals. 22 goals for Konate. Brilliant. And 14 for Odegaard. 12 for Vigo. Hozlek, our other striker, 9. I'm beginning to think he's letting us down somewhere along the line. However, he's good to have as a backup. So maybe we're going to the market for another striker. Somebody can give us another bunch of goals to go alongside Konate, but or do we just go one at the top? Just don't know. But everybody else is putting the shift in. I'm disappointed by Hozlek there. He's only 23 mine, so there's still time yet, I guess. 13 assists for Newhouse as well, which isn't too bad. Kone, how did he do? 3 and 10. Not too bad either. Scally, 10 assists this season, which isn't an awful lot, but Cardona, 13, so he stepped up this season. Turati in his first season, 51 conceded and 47, 15 clean sheets. That's pretty good and not bad for a 24-year-old goalkeeper as well. We've got 3 goalkeepers here. I didn't realise. We may have to offload one of them because we don't need that many in the first team. But other than that, I'm relatively pleased. And the fact is that we are in the Champions League next season and we finished 3rd. But for next season, wow, we get to the Champions League and they're not giving us an awful lot, not as much as last season. So maybe we have to offload a couple of more players possibly, or just spend very, very wisely. So not a very busy window. As you can see, we brought in 25.5 million euros worth of a player, and yeah, we sold £9 million worth. nearly 8 of that is on Michael Fruwold from Juventus. Well, he's gone to Juventus, sorry. And he was in our youth setup. 18 years old. Looks like he's got some potential on him. Would I have probably used him? Would you have used him? I don't know. If we were doing a youth team, then possibly. But yeah, £8 million up to 13. I was quite surprised at that. It has to be said. We did lose Niklas, our other goalkeeper, our third choice goalkeeper. So he's gone. A few players out on loan as well. But we do bring in 2 players. €10.5 million from Sparta Prague. We bring in Adam Karabek, 23 years old, midfielder, a cam player really. And I think he'll fit into the squad very, very well. 23 years old. We haven't really got anybody decent in there. Despite having Odegaard, who likes to go up front now and again, and our other youngster as well. So I think to put some depth into the squad, I think this was a very, very good steal. And our other player from Wolfsburg, €15 million, is Esther Vrank, I think. Defensive midfielder. He could play midfield, can play defensive, and Vigil, he is getting on a little bit as well, so we're probably looking to replace him, or we might actually change the formation next season, dependent on how well we do again this season, because if we get a bit closer to the top of the division and we do well in the cup competitions, we might keep it as it is. But the DM role, that could potentially move into midfield possibly, but we'll see what happens. But other than that, very, very good backup once again. So if we have a look at our side now, we have locked in a couple of players. Fabio Christian Chirodia, we're locking him in still. I think he's a very, very good player and still lots of potential. I just want to give this kid a chance. 21 years old now. I think he deserves it, but he just needs to show it. Ranks we've also got in, Karabakh, and we brought in from the youth setup as well, Botelli, 20 years old, showing quite a bit of potential, good finishing on him, relatively quick, and to be honest, I'd say he's better than Adam Hozlek. Odegaard, like I say, he keeps drifting in and out of the cam and up forward, so I don't know what he's planning on doing. But yeah, I want to give Botelli a chance. He is showing a lot of potential. I'm pretty hopeful on this young one. 6 foot as well. But if we pick our best 11, this is what we have. Odegaard, Konate, Karabakh, Vranks, Kone, Vigo, Scally, Beidou. He does fit into the defence now as the best one. And Tarati, Cardona. Yeah, so it's not too bad a side, to be fair. Fixture-wise, great. Can't complain. 7-0 win in the first round of the Pokal. Let's see if we can get past the second and third round. That would be something. Bochum, in our first game in the Bundesliga, we won 1-0. Mainz 4-2 and 2-1 against Freiburg as well. So I'm really pleased with the results so far. Champions League, we've got Nantes, Sevilla, Real Madrid, Porto, Atletico Bilbao, Salzburg, Arsenal and Dortmund. Yeah, we're not really being given a chance here, are we? But I'll be amazed if we get anywhere near this next round. But here's hoping. We are lying top of the table after them 3 wins. Bayern Munich are close behind, same with Frankfurt as well. Dortmund not too far behind either. And in the Champions League, okay, 28 seeds possibly. Just outside the playoffs, so maybe we might pull off a shock here. And we've got Schalke in the next round of the Pokal as well. So let's delve into our 4th season and let's see if we can improve on last. And for the first time since 1977, we bring back the Bundesliga back to Borussia Mönchengladbach. 50 years since winning the last one. We've finally lifted the Bundesliga title once more. And we've done it emphatically, in fact. I don't know where this has come from. I know we finished 3rd last season, but we've just seemed to be getting better and better. 66 goals, only 29 conceded this time. Wow. So we won this by 8 points from Dortmund. Bayern Munich, 4 by the wayside, drawing 2 of the last 5 games. So they could have been in second spot and a lot closer to us, but they weren't. Champions League again next season. I just can't ask for more than that. Did we lose to Bayern? We did, 3-1. Of course we did. We still don't have any top goal scorer though in the top 3, so that's a little bit worrying. But Karabakh gets 3rd best player in the league, and Tarati as well, 2nd most clean sheets. So that's got to be something. We are getting there. But look at that on the right hand side though. Pass winners, Bayern Munich, total dominated, and there we are popping up right at the top. Competitions, let's have a look, see if we bring anything home. The Pokal Cup, we get to the semi-final only to be beaten by Bayern Munich 4-1. They play Dortmund in the final, and it is Bayern Munich that take the cup. Wow, on penalties as well. So we did get ourselves all the way to the semis. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the final, but it was against Bayern. And the Champions League, we did get out of the group stage. So I'm really chuffed about that, but getting knocked out by Fiorentina 6-5. Wow, that's very, very close indeed. A 4-3 second leg win. The first leg, there must have been too much damage on that one. But in the group stage, we did finish 23rd. So we almost didn't make it. 10 points, 3 wins. Salzburg, Bilbao, and we beat Real Madrid. Wow. Draw with Nantes. We lost to Dortmund, Arsenal, Porto, Sevilla. We beat Real Madrid and they finished in 11th position. PSG, Arsenal and Chelsea all unbeaten. So who eventually took the title? It was Chelsea from Man City. Oh, there's a shocker. Squad wise, how did they all fare though? So goals, 23 goals for Karabakh. That's not bad from that cam position. What are our forwards doing? Batelli though, 19 goals and 7. I tell you what, for a 20-year-old, that's not bad going at all. He's done better than what Hazlek has. And he did score 7 in 8 starts, 18 off the bench. Konate, 16 goals. So our young Batelli scored more goals than Konate. 10 assists for Konate as well. I mean, 3 players getting double figures. So I'm really chuffed with that anyway. 14 assists for Karabakh. 9 for Vranks as well. A young defender who's looking pretty good now though, I'm guessing. It looks okay, I'm fine. But 50 goals conceded from Tarati though, not bad going at all. 17 clean sheets. To be honest, our back four, our goalkeepers played a blinder this season, only conceding 29 goals in the league. I've got to be happy with that. So going into the final season then, what are we going to do to improve it and possibly bring home a Champions League maybe? That would be a shocker. And let's hope we can retain the title and win the Pokal Cup. So what have we got this time round? Wow. That is huge. 64 million euros. That's immense. And just over 100,000 euros a week in wages as well. I think they want us to go for it this time. So starting with some outs first. Elvedi, he's gone to Salzburg for £4.4 million. The last of our transfers really. Odegaard has gone to Torino. We finally offload him. He was getting in the way of our youngsters up front. And to be perfectly honest, he wasn't really playing in the cam position. So we've had to let him go to let our forwards progress. Also, Honorat, he's also gone. Finally, it's taken to the 5th season to offload him. He's gone to Montpellier for £3 million. We have no wingers in our formation. And then some other youngsters going out as well. And some going out on loan. We do, however, spend big. So as you can see, 68 million euros has been spent. From Cagliari for £16 million, we bring in Stelios Andreu, defender, centre-back. He's worth up to 51 million euros now, so that's a massive bargain and probably one of our better centre-backs now. And I think at 6'2", he's going to bring at least some height into the team and a lot of determination. And he also likes to play simple passes, which is better for us and marks opponents tightly. Next up is Sangunutu Mangasa from Salzburg for 27 million euros. Defensive midfielder. Wiegel's getting on a little bit, and the 23-year-old will be a perfect replacement for him. From Dortmund, we raid them for one player, Oscar Zambrano. Midfielder, he's only going to be as a backup really, to be perfectly honest. But look at them stats. He might even force himself into the first team. But definitely one for a future. If we had more seasons, I would have loved to see how he would have developed. And finally from Spezia, Yerson Mosquera, 26 years old. Defender, just another backup. We've lost Elvedi. So we just needed somebody else just to give us some squad depth. So if we pick our best 11, we're not going to lock anybody in this season. So this is what we have. And to be perfectly honest, I'm really happy with that. That's a really, really good side. And Cherardia, the youngster that we had in from the start, 22 years old. He's developing quite nice as well if we have a look at his progress as well. Few downs, but there's more important is some of the ones that we need going up are going up, and all these players I probably would have had playing anyway. Hozlek is questionable. But we'll go with it for the time being. And surprise, surprise, I didn't expect this to happen and I forgot all about it. We win the Super Cup against Bayern Munich on penalties. After a 2-2 draw, going behind and then going in front, only to be pegged back, but scoring all 4 of our penalties. Musiala and Gnonto missing Bayerns. So we get another trophy, our second trophy. So we win the league last season. Now we've won the Super Cup. Excellent stuff. The Pokal Cup, we literally dominate. I cannot pronounce the name, but Munchen, I can pronounce 11-0. Sad state of affairs when you beat a team like that, but we are pretty good ourselves, so I'm quite happy with that, which gives us Mainz in the next round. Speaking of Mainz, we drew 2-2 away from home. Then we played Wolfsburg, we drew with them 2-2. Wonder where the next win's coming from. Union Berlin 1-0. Thanks to an 83rd minute goal from Konate. The Champions League, we've been drawn against Slavia Prague, Anderlecht, Newcastle, Bayern Munich, Copenhagen, Lazio, Inter and Porto. I'd like to say we should be able to get near the top 10 or at least the top 8 if possible. But I'm looking at a top 10 finish here. We are lying in 6th position, 5 points, 2 off leaders Schalke, Bayern and Mainz. So we're not that far away. And in the Champions League, it looks like we are 25th seeds. Again, I want to see us get into the top 10. So let's delve into our last season. Let's see if we can cause another upset, win the league again, see if we can win the Pokal Cup. I would like to see if we could win a treble. That would be amazing. But let's win the league and the Pokal Cup first. And then, who knows, we might go far in the Champions League too. Season 5 is over and we don't win the league. We don't retain it. Bayern Munich get it back. 8 points, I think, is the difference. We only lost 3 games though, which is surprising. And we only conceded 27. Bayern Munich only conceded 18. Wow, that's incredible. We've got 66 goals scored as well. I'm really happy with that. I mean, the lads have done really well. We finished 10 points ahead of Dortmund as well. Leverkusen further back as well. We've managed to stay in the top 6 once we've got there. And it's been Champions League football for the past couple of seasons as well. So I'm really, really chuffed for the lads. And they've got it again next year. But before we go on, I am contemplating putting these files out there for you to carry on the save, if you so wish, by creating a Patreon. If that's something that you guys are interested for a very nominal fee, just to cover the costs of the editing and the time and effort of recording, etc. It'd be a very, very small amount. But yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing and you would like me to create a Patreon so you can get these files, then please let me know down in the comments below. I know a lot of people have asked where these files are available. I'm thinking about it. So yeah, so if it's something that you are interested in, please let me know. So back to the save. We do manage to get a top goal scorer. Wow, Karabek, 18 goals this season, ahead of Harry Kane of Bayern Munich as well. He also gets the best player of the league, second best assister, gets the most player of the matches as well. Hoslex is there as well. Wow, that's impressive. He isn't in the highest goal scoring though, is he though? Tarate, 13 clean sheets, and Vranks, well, yellow cards. At least we're somewhere on the board for every single category there. So that's an improvement as well. So unfortunately we didn't retain it. So, but it's nice to have that little blip in Bayern Munich's reign of the Bundesliga. We did, however, get to the final of the Champions League. Would you believe? However, we did get thumped by Manchester City 5-1 as the goals are just flying in for fun for them. I think it was a bit of a surprise of us reaching the final though, which it's not surprising though, to be honest. I'm very surprised myself, but to get here and then get hammered, it's a little bit of a disappointment. But a second trophy in the season wasn't to be. So runners up in the league, runners up in the Champions League as well. I've got to be happy, but next season maybe could go all the way and win it. God, what's our goalkeeper doing there? A final goal then for Man City there, I think it is. Good turn, Wharton. It's a wonderful goal though. As you can see, the stats wise, we were totally dominated. Wow. 63% possession to 37. Yeah, I think we were just there to show up for the numbers, I think. The league phase though, we did finish in 16th position. So again, I'm really happy with that. We beat Porto, Anderlecht and Slavia Prague. Inter and Lazio we drew 0-0 with, so they're quite good results. But we did lose to Copenhagen, Bayern Munich and Newcastle. So in the knockout round we played Lille and we beat them 4-3 over the 2 legs. Round of 16 we played Chelsea. Wow, okay, we beat them 3-2. Second leg victory 3-2 as well. Quarterfinals, yet another English team. We beat Newcastle 4-3, so they're all relatively close. Liverpool going through despite losing the second leg against Arsenal. Man City going through as well. Semi-finals, of course, we played the other Manchester club and we beat them on penalties after winning the second leg 2-1. So at least we beat one Manchester club. And then obviously the final, which, yeah, that probably haunt the lads for quite a while until they win it, I guess. The Pokal Cup, we're not destined to win that competition at all. Union Berlin beat us after extra time 2-1. So squad, wow, it's a lot of goals. Let's put it in order. 27 and 15 from Karabekh. Wow, what a signing. He's proved to be 24 years old. That is insane. We only picked him up for 10.5 last season as well. Much better than last season. And he's still doing the business, isn't he? Wow, 24, may I add. He'll have to be on my radar for the next couple of rebuilds, I think. Hozlek, he did play majority of the games with Konate up front, 23 and 8. That's much better performance from him. Konate 16 and 3 seems to have dropped off a little bit. Cherodia 6 and 2 in the heart of defence. Magassa, new DM, 5 and 1. Everybody else pitched in, which is good. 13 assists for Scally though. He has been really, really good for us on that right hand side, pulling the shift in, and 7s across the board. Wow, well done him. What happened to our young striker Batelli? 2 goals with no starts, 23 off the bench. I'm disappointed. I thought after last season he would get his chance. Hozek obviously had other ideas. Vigo, did he play? 8 and 22 off the bench. I mean, a lot of our players did get some game time as well. And goalkeeper Tarate, 57 from 55 games and 20 clean sheets. That's much better performance from him. Financially, 167 in the bank, 85 million to play with. Wow. Staffing, that looks pretty neat. They're looking really good. It's probably only Bayern Munich that's going to be better, I'm guessing. Dortmund maybe. Leverkusen. So as always then, let's have a look at it, see if we broke any records, because we did pretty well. We got the Super Cup and we got a Bundesliga title in the bag for this rebuild, which isn't too bad, and we remain second as well, so I'm really happy with that. Would have been nice to win a Pokal, even win the Champions League right at the very end, but yeah, it wasn't to be. So let's have a look at some records then. We go to records there. So 84 points, that was the winning title season. Most wins 27. I think that was the same season as well, I'm guessing. Few defeats 3. That's the season just gone. Highest gate receipts 1.69 million against Hanover in the Pokal third round. The biggest win 12-0 against Dortmund. Wow, I did not know that. That was in 1978. That's massive. Anything here? 24-25, highest average rating by Scally. Most assists by players 16 by Scally. Yeah, he seems to do quite a lot. And Tarati, 20 clean sheets. That's what he got in the final season as well. Karabekh, 9 man and match awards as well. Final season. That's pretty good. No sequences. And the highest transfer fee paid was for Magassa, 27 million euros. I think that's about it. I don't think we broke that many records, to be fair, but some of them are the most points in the season. I'm really pleased with that. So as we leave this rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. There's still a lot of you, more than half, that watch these videos and are not subscribed. It's dead easy. Just click that red button. It's free to do so, and it's the best way to help the channel. So until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.